Game 3 or whether the cut are going to be going to round of 3 of the lower bracket. Judging by the way they played last game, you know, they should be the favourites going into this one. I don't mind the draft of the cut as well. I think the draft could work very, very nicely here for the Radiant side. And they're going to run right into the Raven side, who had the high ground advantage, but they don't want the level 1 team fight. To be fair, against level 1 Gyrocopter, it is pretty dangerous. But he did go for homing missile anyway, to be fair.
That it is. I think overall, he still don't really have as much presence, so...
Whoopsie. Thana. He's going to go for the fight. Sad man. Not bothering for the glimpse back yet. Homing missile is going to give the vision, though, so they could go for this. He'll level it up eventually, but they aren't going to bother trying. It's like they aren't able to really keep up with the Dark Willow's movement speed, so she'll be able to get out of there just fine. Meanwhile, the southern end, Scourge McDuck going to run into Kara and Yambura. Ravens can't really seemingly force a fight. Everybody from the cut just kind of leaving the area. And it's actually going to be a 2-for-2 anyway. So pretty even start, it seems, between these two teams. Unless one of the bounties just got denied. Perhaps. Seems like one of them's missing. Thana, he might be missing in a moment as well. Bye-bye, Mr. Thana. Surely goes down, and he does. B-God able to take the kill on the Gyrocopter.
Yeah. And you trade away one bounty rune for first blood, you're still happy here on the side of the cut. And they're going to be able to break into their lanes. Just playing tag with Jan Burr right now with Sadman. It does look like B-God will lane down with the Naga. So we are getting that Naga gyro lane, which can be pretty aggressive once level 2, level 3 is up. Still taking a look at that mid. Aeon up against RRL on the Pango versus the Void Spirit. And this should be a little bit more manageable for RRL. It's not a lane where the Pango necessarily gets a big disadvantage. It's not one where the Void Spirit will find himself a huge advantage either. So you should just be able to kind of farm up. It's really down to how well you can constantly apply this Aether Remnant Harass from Aeon and how rune control goes.
B-God. Oh, he's looking for the Roshan deny. He even got bashed by Roshan. He was maybe 5 HP away from getting denied. Very unfortunate there for B-God, but a nice pickup from Thana.
Just punishing a little bit there. This lane for Scourge McDuck. Again, it can get aggressive, but you do need more levels. So homing missile alone from B-God's just not going to be enough. Level 3 feels like a really good timing for the gyro here. You can start to threaten. You can play with the end snare if the value point comes out from Scourge McDuck. Taking a look up top. Of course, you've got the straightforward Luna lane for Argus with Yanbur and the Warlock. This lane is... it's pretty static. You just kind of farm up. You're not looking for too much aggression. The side of the cut, that's where they can get aggressive. They can start to work their way to having some additional control out from Sadman, like Kinetic Field, or even just a Thunder Strike up makes it a lot easier for Ade to
Argus
land all his spells.
Bit of a chase on Argus right now. They don't bother going for the Starbreaker. Argus able to get away. Pretty scary though with this this dual lane of the off lane for the cut. Like the glimpse back into the Starbreaker and Celestial Hammer play. It's a lot of damage, and I worry that Yambura isn't going to be able to continue sustaining Argus if they catch up. Rather, if they get a few more levels up here on the cuts end of things for this off lane, because just the damage output is so high. Like Argus right now really playing with fire, trying to go for that large creep because the Starbreaker is going to come in and Ade, he's going to man up and go for the kill. He may not have enough yet, but it's a lot of damage coming in on Argus. And had Sadman been closer with a Thunderstrike and Blood Grenade, that may have just been a kill.
Yeah. Like the healing is just... It's stuck at level 1 for Yanbura. You're going to have it level 2, I guess, by level 3, but it just means you're in for a real static lane comparison.
He's dead.
Get a glimpse again.
Yeah. Yambura, he's going to try and trade. He does at least set something up for Argus. Ade sadly had the Healing Lotus put in the backpack rather than his bag. Had he put it in his bag, I think he would have chased Argus with the Starbreaker and maybe actually got him the kill, but nevertheless, Argus still sitting very low, and I think Ade is very happy with the way this lane's gone already.
Just applying a lot of pressure onto Argus. Argus, for his part, is still finding farm. I think in the end, that's all you really want here from your Warlock lane. Even if your Warlock dies, as long as Argus farms up, and as long as there are some stacks set up, there's still a recovery plan for this Luna down the line. It is a little bit slower in comparison for Scrooge McDuck. Again, his lane can be a bit more aggressive, but it is still a melee hero up against Mars, so Kara should still have a decent time here.
Oh, absolutely. Meanwhile, bottom, there was a bit of a chase on Scourge. Kara, maybe thinking about going again, but B-God has shown himself at the bottom lane on the gyro. Thana's trying his best to get Scourge as low as possible, maybe just set up for Kara to go for that Spirit attempt on the Mars, but I suppose the Healing Lotus is available on the Naga Siren, so maybe a bit risky to go for the kill, and it's like B-God is going to be able to salve up Scourge anyway. Meanwhile, mid lane, RRL's dropping extremely low on the Pango, but it's going to survive for now. Thing is, Aeon was thinking about continuing the chase. Doesn't have level 6 yet, but will have an Aether Remnant in 3 seconds. So he is trying. RRL playing with fire. Oh, there's the Aether Remnant. It's going to land. RRL still going for the swashback towards the tier 1 tower. In comes Sadman. Level 2 glimpse is up. He'll use it on the Warlock. Get Yambura out of there. But he does not really secure a kill onto RRL. He still heals up just fine.
Yep. It's just fine with being sent home. The Obs ward also immediately dewarded. Unfortunately, was within tower range. Aeon planting it in a little bit of an awkward spot, trying to hide it in trees.
From lane, Kara was trying to get aggressive. B-God now might be in a bit of danger. Kara doesn't have the spear up, but it seems like one more hit. Thana trying so hard to get it too. He even places the ward for the vision. Meanwhile, mid lane again, RRL is being hunted down by Sadman and Aeon, but they are still unable to secure this kill.
I like this pressure coming out from the cut onto mid. They understand that once the Rolling Thunder's up for RRL, ganking this Pango is going to be a lot tougher. You don't have a way of stopping that roll. Your control isn't the most reliable either. So they're just trying to get what they can, but not really lining up too well. RRL has managed to catch up in levels and in CS now. There's a bit of a lead for Aeon early on, but equalized now for the Pangolier, so a little bit more play coming out. Has the Rolling Thunder ready. Orb of Corrosion not quite done. And farm pace has been a little bit slower than you'd want. Still overall, a much stronger start for Ravens, I think, coming out of these lanes, despite the deaths. You are getting some farm, you are getting some pressure coming through. And Arcus is just kind of shoving in now with a siege creep up top.
Why not? Glimpse back though. Maybe that's why not. Argus, have you gone too far? Celestial Hammer and the Starbreaker. And there you go, John. They answered my question straight away. Yambura also getting caught. We'll get punished. And you know what? That's kind of the thing as the Luna, I suppose. Like, you're farming very well as it is in a difficult lane. And they went for the tier 1 tower push, and well, now you just give 2 bodies away for nothing.
That is a bit of a forced push, really. I mean, they had siege creep up. They don't respect that rotation that Aeon can pull off. And now that sets them back quite a fair bit. That's a lot of gold going out to Ade, a lot of EXP coming out. You can threaten the Solar Guardian as well for any global rotation that you might want to do. And you find yourself in a strong spot here for the cut 4-2. You are forced to kind of be a little bit safer down bot for Scourge McDuck solo, but the Naga can already start to dig into that jungle anyway. So you don't really mind. Like, the farming pace can start to kick in for the Naga, which we've seen last game. A slower laning start for Scourge McDuck, no problem for the Naga Siren. Just sit back, farm jungle for 5 to 10 minutes, and you're going to be on top anyway.
Aeon and RRL still going at it mid lane. Yambura and Sadman hanging around as well for the 8-minute power rune timing. Meanwhile, B-God in the dire triangle, pretty awkward scenario for him. Go back after Thana. Thana still looking to be just fine, has help on the way. Though B-God is causing a lot of space to be had. Spear is going to land very nicely though into the upheaval. They'll have the Solar Guardian to protect B-God. Celestial Hammer out from Ade, not going to land as B-God finally does go down to Thana. Meanwhile, Kara coming in from the backside, trying to move in onto Ade as RRL's now shown up. They've got everyone down at the bot lane to ensure there's no shenanigans. Here from the cut, who lose 2 bodies. Great plays from Ravens.
Maybe a little bit disconnect there from the cut, the glimpse outside of the Solar Guardian, so they're not able to really set up onto Morris. Have room to play onto RRL though.
RRL I mean, he had some great kills going on down to the bottom lane, but now could be in a bit of danger as the homing missile is going to land, and eventually he should just drop that. They are trying to heal him up, but it's not going to be enough. Aeon does secure. Be gone. He may go down for this. Thana, though, doesn't have enough mana for the Shadow Realm, so can't really get the job done. And it seems like this time the cut will get away with murder. Argus. Now, if there was a +1, Argus would probably just be dead. Aeon is coming from the right side, so this could be very dangerous for Argus. Celestial Hammer maxed out, but they've got the vision over Aeon. They'll see him. The Luna will immediately go north and just farming the jungle instead.
Yeah, good vision to just defend that Luna's position while solo. And the farm can still flow out for Argus. Does have Mask of Madness up, so that farming pace can kick into gear quite fast. This is still an insane amount of space for Scourge McDuck. Again, like, the Naga is just going to eclipse you just by virtue of being able to clear out a lot of jungle camps all at once and be really efficient on the map with time spent. I think the one thing for Ravens is you are still looking for a card to get a blink. I think once that's up, your initiation does smooth out. You're also wanting level 6 to be up in your supports. Like, Jan Burr with a threat of Chaotic Offering could change how these fights break out, but still a ways off here on the Warlock.
Limbs back on RRL. 10-minute power rune, though, is going to be spawning down bottom. Aeon's going to go for the chase. The Bramble's not going to land, but he is in big trouble now as the Solar Guardian is going to save Aeon. He'll move back in onto Yambura, but does step right back out as he's just trying to avoid the stuns. In goes B-God, but he immediately dies. Kara even shows up. They are still focusing down RRL, but Ade can't do it by himself, it seems. Sad man, he is still being chased. He'll finally drop. They are just trying to kill off this Pangolier, but RRL making it so hard. Aeon, oh, he had the step. God. He didn't use it. Oh, RRL, he's still making it. RRL, somebody kill him. He's finally down. But how much does it cost?
Way too much. That's a lot being thrown out there from the cut. 2 cores, 1 support dying for that. Massive win. 2 supports as well, actually, for Ravens to find. And they get level 6 for Jan Burra. He drops the Golem. They can start to siege mid a little bit with a siege creep. This tower is just set to fall. Even with the fortify, it's not going to be enough to wipe out that chaotic offering Golem either. And you are starting to find those big wins that Ravens needs to force that game tree out. A strong start. Deny is out from B-God at the very least. So he cuts off some of that farm. Again, what you are doing here for both sides is creating space for your pause ones.
Sad man.
It's down to where this investment will end up.
They've got a big target here, John. Argus has been caught. That's a pretty... I know he still has the top tier 1 tower, so theoretically he should be able to farm that area, but it feels a bit unnecessary when you've got the northern jungle you could have just farmed. Especially when they're kind of lacking vision. And that was a bit of a rough death for the Luna.
Yeah, I mean, the ward did disappear. The ward to protect was gone. And maybe he expected more, although mid.
Static Storm mid lane, that's a big one. Just last team fight, RRL was just proving to be so impossible to kill, and well, now the Static Storm up, it's not too challenging.
No, you've got the control already. Just got to be able to land at control every single time. You are kind of tied into that Static Storm. But they cleared out. I think a good comparison for Argus would be, again, it's just down to what Scourge McDuck is doing. He's not crossing away from this bot jungle area, the furthest bot jungle, in comparison to Argus getting a little bit greedy, trying to play into the main jungle, where there is control, coming out for the cut. And the Naga is starting to catch up quite fast now. Your net worth lead for Argus isn't that big. He is going for the Manta style. Scourge McDuck is as well. But it does feel like the Naga's just going to have the same stories it did in game 1 if you're not too careful here. And for Ravens, they've got to identify when they're strong. They've got to play around these arenas, these rolling thunders, these chaotic offerings, and get more done on the map. Because right now, it's not looking too different from game 1, apart from maybe more even kills being distributed. But overall, the tone of the game, in terms of the build-up, in terms of that tempo the cut is starting to build into, is the same.
Look at the TP rotations. Kara, yeah, he's going to try to get out of here, but he's just caught out by Sad Man. You get Yambura out of there, but you lose the much bigger target in Kara. Now, they do protect the tier 1 tower just for a little bit longer, but more importantly, they do secure the Mars kill. And this gap, this net worth gap between the POS 1s, it is closing very quickly now. There's still about a 500 gold advantage for the Luna of Argus, but I don't think that's going to last too long. This Naga Siren's certainly starting to take off quite quickly. And Argus, he hasn't had the greatest time this game. Like, he's still farming okay, but up until perhaps you have the BKB up, I don't think he's going to feel very safe.
No, I mean, there's a lot of ways of controlling him up. There's a lot of ways of bursting him down here as well. So you will need that protection. They do manage to catch Sad Man. He's trying to snipe the Wisdom Rune.
Unfortunate. Speaking of sniping, Aeon actually able to snipe a double damage as RRL was just stunned up by the Aether Remnant. Nice little pick up there from the Void Spirit. Bit of a group up here in the mid lane by Ravens, but they've already found the mid-tier 1 tower. So there's not really much to play for here apart from a bit of farm. They'll go for a smoke up behind RRL. So RRL going to be smoked up as well now. He does get close enough to Yambura. Will reveal himself again. Big God will show himself, and I think Aeon would not mind a fight. Like, he's got a double damage rune active right now, so I'm sure he'd be more than happy to oblige. It's top lane. Oh, here we go again, Argus. It's the same spot. It's the same spot.
Yeah.
He gets glimpsed back, and he's dead. But your whole team smokes south.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
It's just a little bit greedy coming out here for Argus.
Chase is there, Bedlam is out, B-God surely dies, but no, a nice Solar Guardian, Ade. Gonna make it in time. Let's get it done. RRL, oh, a perfect glimpse from Sadman. That is some value right there. This B-God will tip Thana immediately. Thana not having the greatest series himself. And that one's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's a big kill streak. The Dark Willow was finding a lot of these kills for them, so you bleed it out. Onto B-God, he's going to be able to get a little bit more going for himself. They are still clumped up down bot. I mean, Kyra does have the blink for the Blink Arena. They've got the Golem ready here as well.
We'll drop it, Scourge, though. He's not going to connect with the spear. Kyra's fine. Rather, Scourge is fine for now. He even pops a song before the fear comes in, and Scourge, he's standing his ground. He wants to set up for his team. Argus has moved in from the north, going after Sadman, but Sadman's just casually running away. He's not even going to drop. Sadman's all right. Everyone survives apart from maybe B-God, who does get surrounded by RRL. They will eventually get the Sadman as well. But Kara may drop. Ade, he's going very far to try and secure this mass kill. He's even popped his own BKB, just really wanting the kill for himself. Starbreaker not going to land. Celestial Hammer perhaps is going to make it in time. But it's a heavy price for the cut, who give up 3 for 1. Perhaps they should have just ran from the song.
Yeah, they get a little bit greedy. They expect that the Static Storm is a little bit better than it ends up being. I mean, I understand why they re-engaged. They're like, all right, the Golem Stun's gone, the Arena's fading, the Terrorize is gone as well, so it feels like it should be a good fight, but they didn't manage to pin down RL, they didn't manage to take away the threat of the Rolling Thunder, and you already lost a lot of HP in Scourge McDuck, so a little bit optimistic. Good punishment coming out from Ravens there, but it doesn't really set the cut back by too much. It does give Argus some space. Overall, Scourge McDuck is still keeping even, is set to eclipse that Luna rather soon. You did waste a BKB charge on Ade. That's probably the biggest thing you got from that for Ravens outside of the kills. Even then, I don't think this Dawnbreaker minds too much. Gonna have the Echo Saber back up soon, and then probably just work onto that Harpoon. That's when the Dawnbreaker can really start to get pretty silly. But
Argus.
Ravens, they're still going again.
I'm so scared for Argus right now. Argus. It can't happen again.
Yes. It can.
Anyway, there's a smoke coming out. Ravens, they're going to try and punish. They're going to try and punish this time. Aeon, he jukes out the spear. Oh my goodness. Surely they can get something. Aeon, still running. He's okay. Thana trying to move forward. Thana is maybe going to drop, but does at least get the fear off in time. But now the Solar Guardian going to keep the Void Spirit alive. In fact, the Rolling Thunder, he's going to get stunned midway. They do finally pick off the Void Spirit though. And with the upheaval, they are very slowed up. Problem is RRL is still being chased down. He does have another swash, but that's about it as the glimpse back is there. The chase is continuing. RRL, another swash in one, but can't get it off in time. Hell, even Yambura. Yambura's caught. You tell me, John. What is happening?
I wish I could explain outside of just saying Ravens look a little bit lost. As we, yesterday kind of looked lost as well. Today looks a little bit lost. They're farming in pretty awkward areas for Argus. He makes his way bot now, which should be a little bit safer for him. So you can start getting that build up, but he's been punished way too severely up top. And on the side of Cut, their execution is just a lot cleaner. They've got the output, they've got the mobility to kind of jump these heroes. They've been pretty on point with their usage of the Static Storm. They've got Sadman with a blink ready to go now, so it should be even easier for him to kind of connect that silence onto big heroes he needs to pin down. For Ravens, I don't think this is a game where you win out the farm war as Luna. We always say this about Luna, but it does need an item advantage over other cores. You're not getting that in this game.
Yeah, apologies for interrupting here, John, but I couldn't help but notice he's going for a Daedalus. I mean, the BKB, I know there's still things that go through it this game, but it seems a bit risky to go for damage over, say, a BKB this game.
It's a bit surprising.
I mean, maybe it's just a desperation play. Like, maybe he just feels like his team needs the damage right now. I suppose you do have some things that will just go through BKB anyway. Like, I believe Starbreaker stuns through BKB now, if I'm not incorrect in saying so.
No, it's Solar Guardian.
The Solar Guy, excuse me. Kara does catch a nice kill for his team. Sadman will drop. That'll be about it for Ravens, but it is something. Mind you, they do drop the golem for that.
It's a pretty big usage for Yanbura. Not really going to be able to get too much push or farm going with this. Maybe just try to rat out the top tier one, which he can find. And get some decent damage off, trying to open up the map. Not the biggest kill in the world. I think going back to this Daedalus pickup, he switches it back for the BKB. I think Argus just recognizes he can't just rush the damage here.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it's just I think it literally was a matter of his team just needs damage right now. Top lane. B-God. He's just going to try for the TP out, force out the Terrorize from Dana. And they should have it. B-God will drop. Very nice. In fact, Ade even stuck around, and Ade... He can't snipe the Dark Willow from that far, surely. He'll go for a run. He's going to be cut off here by Argus from the south. Ade's got a bit of a rough time trying to get back to the base unless he pops his BKB in time, and will do so. He has a Solar Guardian if he wants to commit, but instead he just kills Argus. He just kills him. Are you kidding?
Oh, no.
I mean, Aeon's just going to run. He's got another Astral Step charge.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough.
Kara can't get sniped from this far. He'll be okay, surely. Glimpse back is out. Arena dropped. It's already back up, and now the Solar Guardian going to come in to ensure everyone remains protected, and Kara is gone. Aeon, blind Aeon. Oh my goodness. That Aether Remnant, he just stood next to it. How's it going, mate?
Just saying hi a little bit. That is just awkward. It clips out onto a solo Dawnbreaker, and she doesn't die. Pops BKB, runs away, gets the kill on the Luna. Ravens.
You know what, John?
Yeah, Mike.
New cosmetic idea. We should make Aether Remnant do a selfie or something. The thing coming out, reaching out for another hero should be like an arm. How great would that have been with the Warlock standing right next to him? That's just a selfie in the dire jungle.
Oh my god.
You see, John, I've got all these great ideas. Valve, if you need a new employee, I'm ready to go. I'll give up the casting crew. Well, let me in. I'll work for you guys.
You just killed it for that, Mike. You killed it. You killed it so bad. This is it. This is the end, Mike. Thank you. Wasn't planning to retire at 30, but I'll take it. Thank you, Michael Phoenix.
I've got some great ideas, John. Trust me. Got some great ideas.
If they're so great, keep them to yourself, Mike. Someone might steal them. Oh, Ravens 20-15, a 6K lead coming out from the cut, and nothing's connecting. There's no clean way of putting it. There's no way of dressing this up. Nothing is connecting. It feels like again that Oh no. Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's yeah.
It happens. It happens. Sad thing is he has to run back from the top, from the bot lane. Tier 2
Yeah.
tower's gone.
I this time around I can't say that they missed their timings in Ravens. I feel like they were trying to force fights early, but I don't know, it's like they're going into wrong spots. Argus is constantly exposed this time. He's exposing himself. And they just miss out on a lot of big smoke plays that the cut just kind of capitalize on. Because if they can connect all these spells, if they can execute with this arena, with these fatal bonds, with a chaotic offering, with a rolling thunder, then their team fight's actually really oppressive. It's just, where is that team fight? This could be their opportunity with Roche being taken, but Roche goes pretty damn fast here.
It certainly does. Roshan. I mean, they are making their way down south, but it is too late. Roshan is gone. Desolator now completed on Arde. In the stash, though, does have to still bring it out on the courier. That's a big item. We've seen Arde, like how powerful he's been on this offlane Dawnbreaker. So many times he just turns around with the BKB and kills this Luna. Now with the Deso up, he might not even need help. And they all just leave.
Everything lines up. That's the story of this game. The Ravens smoke, they come in, and it's just not there. They're elsewhere on the map. The cut just reads that move and plays elsewhere. So they miss out on the post-Roche fight. They want to use that golem. They want to use the arena, the bonds, everything all at once, but they're not finding it. And the cut, I mean, how do you deal with this Naga at this point? Full heart up, same build as last game, into the Bloodthorn here for Scourge McDuck. And you just don't have the clear. You don't have the burst damage for the Naga. You could maybe chain stun, capitalize on that, but again, we just haven't seen that. High ground is something that they can shine in once more for Ravens, but same thing went for game one. And they had Lush, they had Shaker. High ground was where they're supposed to kind of put up a good fight that just never came out.
Certainly hasn't. At least you do have a BKB now available on Argus, so you've got a somewhat of a spike for the Luna. Problem is she's just way too far behind now for it to matter, I feel like, because Scourge McDuck is just huge in this Naga Siren. See if they can defend high ground. Obviously, Yambura kind of showing us that with the upheaval, he can make it a little bit annoying to think about high ground attempts. Those imps quite annoying as well with the upheaval. Very, very nice. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, in case we haven't already mentioned it, I believe TI tickets info has been released by Valve, so head over to TiltedBoys.com to see those.
Yeah.
You can see your TI tickets and the pricing and everything like that.
I
won't spoil the pricing for you.
You say there's the international and the road to the international. Okay, Mike, get your facts straight.
Our obs just almost disconnected from the game, Jonathan. I appreciate that. You know? Oh no, bottom lane. Bottom lane. Mr. Observer, bottom lane.
Oh yes.
Bottom lane. Hard 8.
Oh yes.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? You probably didn't want to see that anyway. I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit of a sad affair.
You really didn't want to see that. That was not good to see.
Yambura. Oh, he's gone in by himself. Poor old Yambura might just drop as they pop the song. Scourge really wants to set up on this Warlock. Look at him just controlling the illusions. He's not even microing himself. He's just trying to go after the Warlock. He knows they can't kill him. He literally just knows I'm not going to die. Let me just micro these illusions. Glimpse back. RRL, he will avoid it with a roll-up. But this tier 3 tower, they're going to leave it for now. They could go for it, but it feels like the card are just playing with their food at this point.
That they are. They didn't have a creep wave anyway, so I suppose a little bit optimistic to try to dig through the back door, but
ain't up. I'm telling you, it looks so good with a selfie stick, John. It would look so good. You're telling me it wouldn't? Like, if you missed...
what other great ideas do you have, Michael Phoenix? What other great ideas?
I mean, I was the guy that said Invoker should be universal, John. That worked out.
You're really messed up in the head.
I know how much you enjoyed that
really
change.
Messed up. Yeah, you should play more Dota to realize what you've done. Play more Dota. Instead of just talking crap to my face. Play some Dota, Mike. See how that's like.
Oh, mid lane. They're about to play some Dota here, John. Aeon, they have caught the Pangolier straight off the bat, and a Static Storm locking down a couple. RRL, he can do nothing. He does nothing. Just silenced up the whole time. Argus, in the meantime, with the BKB, could do nothing either. He's been caught. He's gone. Ravens, this might be the end of their qualifier run. The cut are looking too damn powerful. 11k advantage, but it's not the net worth making this game hard. This game just feels impossible since it started, at least for the dire end of things. It's the cut. I think we'll be on their way to round 3, unless they royally screw up here. They should have this one. Flags are down, they're feeling confident.
Yeah, they are. Can't fault them for feeling that confident. Just doesn't feel like we've had impact from Argus at all. And RRL.
That's a TiltedBoys flag, by the way, from Ade.
That it is.
I see it, Ade. Shout out to TiltedBoys.
Yes, sir. Good old TiltedBoys. Are they still in?
No, John.
I actually forget.
I didn't want to say it.
No, they're not, sadly. Unfortunate.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, though.
Yeah.
Wish we could have seen more of them. Like, I wish we could have seen more of Ravens, but... Well, we're seeing more of their base being crushed, I suppose.
Yeah. If it means anything, they lost the bait. So, you know, Dendy won. That's good news. I'm sure people were very happy about the fact that Dendy's still in the running for the qualifier for TI, which is something I would love to see. Like a 10-year anniversary of Dota 2. How great would it be if Dendy was back at TI as a player?
That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing.
That would be so amazing. I would love that entire Na'Vi squad there, actually. You know, somehow. If you could see them all. That's a dream. So who knows what these qualifiers might... Anything can happen. Like, just like Argus could die once more if he's not careful.
I mean, I don't think he needs to be safe to not die here, John. He looks about dead. BKB or not, he is gone. They dropped the arena. They are trying their best. Buyback is out from the Luna as well. They're going to try one last time, I think, here. This could be the last team fight for Ravens, but they got to find something. Scourge cannot just TP out. Oh, and he does. Yeah, it's just... That's a tough one to watch. God's going to go for a run. He doesn't care if he dies. He's just going to stand there and die. Yeah. He's just like, here, guys. Just take my life. I know you bought back for this. Just take it.
Yeah, the gem's a little bit painful, but maybe not the biggest deal in the world at this point for this map control. Yeah, probably doesn't. This Gyrocopter, B-God's just been doing so much with so little. He has Force Staff, Veil of Discord. That's more than enough. That's when Gyrocopter is really annoying anyway, with a shard up, so understandable. They're still hanging around here.
Oh, Aeon on the hunt. Oh, don't put that hand up yet, sir, because you might just get handcuffed. Scourge, he's got him. Ensnare out, glimpse back. Sometimes the high five button is the real curse. And Kara will curse himself. Couldn't help but notice, Sean, no party hats here today in this
yeah,
this
I was wondering. No one's putting on the hat. Why is that? Give us the party hat. Come on.
Aeon hasn't got the new the Void Spirit cosmetic as well from the new treasure. Very upset.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
To report. Play more games. It's just 13 wins. Yeah, it's one day at Dota, right? 13 games. It's one game. Just one day. No problem.
Very happy day of Dota. Absolutely.
I think, speaking of, I think I've seen a few streamers try to get it all in the day. I think Sophie went until like... When I woke up for work, Sophie was still streaming. So I'm like, oh God. Oh God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourself, dude?
I made that mistake of doing a 24-hour stream once. That was not very well advised.
Oh, we ended up taking that one down, Mike. We do not... There are no records of such stream. It never happened.
18 losses that night, Jonathan. 18. I think like 10 or 11 of them were in a row as well. That was the worst day of my life.
It's an outstanding day. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun when we went to Jackbox games, which were definitely why we took that stream down. That was quite the day.
Bottom lane.
Never again.
Never again. Ravens, they might go for a smoke attempt here. Keep in mind, though, there's no Luna buyback. So if you lose another fight, you lose this Luna, you might just get rushed into tier 4 towers. And speaking of losing this Luna, Aeon, he's jumped in a little bit preemptively, but there's not really much to catch him. Like, they've forced the Eclipse now, so all your damage is gone. Glimpse out. Who have they got? Kara. He BKBs to avoid it, but now the jump is there. Scourge McDuck with the ensnare out, just destroying Yambura. Argus is gone again. And Kara, he will be third. Not to be left out. Yambura buys back. But who's going to play with him? You know, who's left to fight with? And RRL, he's still going to get glimpsed.
Oh.
Sadman was waving at him
yeah.
the whole time. And you see, they got the gem back anyway, didn't they, John?
That is true. B-God knew. He knew he'd eventually get it. Song out, just
Celebration
chase.
song. Yambura, he's not making it either. They are just hunting one by one. Obviously, for Ravens, it's a pretty tough situation, Jonathan. They certainly have looked like they've lost this game, but they could commit these 3 buybacks and try one more time, but they're 50 seconds away from having their position 1 back. Scourge McDuck is literally just diving Fountain at the moment to show them that the game is officially over as Arne just deletes RRL, and that'll do it. That's a GG call if I've ever seen one. He puts a nail on that coffin. Props to the cut. Congrats to the boys. They've made it to round 3 of the lower bracket. I was